I used to think workplace drama only existed in movies. Then I met him. My first corporate job was at a mid-sized tech company. I was excited, fresh degree, shiny new badge, ready to work. Enter my manager, Greg. Greg was the kind of guy who smiled during interviews, but the second you got hired, you'd swear he turned into a movie villain. He was that boss, nitpicky, controlling, and always ready to humiliate someone during meetings. If your report was missing a comma, he'd point it out in front of the entire team. If you did something right, he'd take the credit. I tried to stay polite. I kept my head down. But Greg noticed my silence and mistook it for weakness. Within weeks, he started piling extra work on me. I was the newest hire, so he thought I wouldn't complain. I was staying late every night while he left early to hit the gym. But what really pushed me over the edge was what he did to my friend Mia. Mia was a single mom. One day her kid got sick, so she left early, after getting approval from HR. The next day Greg called her out in the team meeting, saying she was slacking off and using her child as an excuse. I watched Mia's face go red. She barely said anything, but after the meeting, I saw her wiping her eyes in the break room. That's when I decided Greg needed a lesson. I didn't want to do something stupid that'd cost me my job. No, this had to be smart revenge. Over the next few weeks, I paid attention to Greg. His habits, his routines, his weaknesses. That's when I learned two important things. 1. Greg was obsessed with keeping his professional reputation spotless. 2. Greg had a big, hidden secret. He was running a freelance consulting side hustle using the company's resources. I didn't do anything right away. I just collected evidence. Screenshots of emails he sent using the company server for his private clients. Photos of him staying late, printing out proposals that weren't for our company. I even recorded one of his phone calls where he bragged to a friend about double-dipping at work. Once I had a neat little folder, I anonymously tipped off the compliance department. But I didn't stop there. Greg's big ego was his Achilles heel. I started innocently complimenting his side project in casual conversations, loud enough for others to hear. I'd say things like, "Greg, I can't believe you manage freelance work and our department. Must be tough." The color drained from his face every time. Within 2 weeks, the investigation began. Greg acted normal at first, until he was called into HR for a chat. The panic in his eyes was priceless. Over the next month, I watched him unravel. His once perfectly ironed shirts looked wrinkled, he started snapping at people for no reason, and his gym visits turned into late-night desperate phone calls. The final straw came during a Monday morning meeting. Our VP showed up, unusual for a regular team meeting. He announced Greg was being terminated for gross misuse of company resources and breach of contract. Greg just stood there, pale and silent, as security escorted him out of the building. After he left, the whole room was quiet for a moment, then Mia looked at me and whispered, "Finally." I smiled but didn't say a word. Here's the funny part. The company offered me Greg's position as interim manager. I turned it down. I just wanted peace, not his desk. But every time I walk past that office and see it empty, I remember the man who thought he was untouchable. And how satisfying it was to prove him wrong.